Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, mother-in-law. Good morning, Ruth. Good morning, Josie. Cowboy. Cowboys all day. Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Arnice. Good morning, Quincy. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Jeannie. Good morning, Kurt. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Elizabeth. Angela. Nancy, good morning. Charity. Tevin, good morning, bro. The Clue Life, good morning, good morning. Aisha, good morning. Cynthia, good morning. Angela, good morning. Dave, good morning, good morning. Chastity, good morning. Amy, good morning, good morning. Nika, good morning. Hannah, good morning. Mary, good morning. Proxy, Roxy, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Beth, good morning. Cheryl, good morning. Elaine, good morning. Hey, Tina. How you doing, Tina? Good morning, Angela. Angel. Kelly. Natalie, Larry, Karen, good morning. Good morning. Jesse, Enzo. Desiree, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Robert. Y'all come on in the room. Grab your Bibles. Justice, what's in that cup? Good morning. Ginger peach tea, Justice. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Kiana. Nalia. Regina. Good morning. Y'all come on in. Betsy. Cecilia, good morning. From Chicago. Britt, good morning. Milk in his cup. Coffee for color. Yes, exactly. That's normal. Today I'm drinking tea. Good morning, Riss. Nancy Bartlett, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Shane, good morning. Coletta, good morning. Tell Tony I said good morning. Milo, good morning. In her shoes, how you doing? Hope y'all got in that house in time before everything shut down. Congratulations on that new house. Eliza, good morning. Cara, good morning. Monica. Good morning. Kyla, good morning. Monique, good morning. Brian, good morning. Vicky, good morning. Every breath. Yes. Sylvia, Christine, Roz, Reese, Jacob, good morning. Good morning. Betsy, another field trip, good morning. Pastor Jay, good morning. Jen, good morning. Lift up those hearts and declare his goodness in this place. Melissa, good morning. It's another week. Let's give him glory. Come on. Aaron, good morning. Christine, good morning. Judy, super good morning. Bill, good morning. Lacey, good morning. Jill, let's declare his goodness. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Well, good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? All right, Isaac, go ahead and go down, buddy. Turn that off. There you go. Put the milk up, buddy. Good morning, y'all. We handling the house over here. Raymond, Kelly, good morning. Ophelia, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Isaac was dragging his feet across the floor. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning, Latala. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Are you done?
Good morning. Good morning. Yo. So welcome. I hope y'all had a good weekend. This connection better. My connection over on the other side is messed up, huh? So if you're on my Instagram, my connection may be a little rough, so you need to jump over. Darius, good morning. That's Isaac. Say hey to Isaac. Stephanie, go lightly. Good morning. Good morning. Cheryl, good morning. Good morning. So good to see y'all this morning. We're going to get started this morning. Good news today. I hope y'all are ready. Everything's going to be okay. It's a new week. God is good. Let's go. Regulars, put it in there. Let's go. Everything's going to be okay. I don't care what's going on. It's gonna be some good news today. Betsy, I hear you. You messed me up with that Exodus 16 last week. Amy said this has been the weekend ever since March 13th. Yo, everything's gonna be okay. Would you tell somebody that today? Would you just tell somebody that today? Just write it, type it in the comments. Everything's gonna be okay. Somebody's wondering. Somebody's going into another week of unknowns, another week of hopelessness, another week of discouragement. They step it into another week and they just don't know how things are going to be. Would you just encourage somebody and just tell them everything's going to be okay? Everything's going to be okay. Larry, everything's going to be okay. Jerry, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. God's got some good news for you today. Jen, good morning. Lawrence, good morning. I missed y'all. I woke up Saturday and I almost wanted to walk up in here to my kitchen and talk and say what's up to my people. Signing in and signing community chart topic. I wanted to come in here and sign in and hang out. So I missed y'all, man. It's Saturday, Sunday, but it's good to see y'all today. I want to be encouraged. Listen, it's a morning show. I'm not a morning person, so so I woke up this morning. I was like, Lord, whose idea was this? And the Lord was like, "It's mine. It's my idea, and I need you to fulfill the assignment." So I'm up, y'all. I am ready to go, and I'm excited to see y'all. Mark chapter 8 is where you can find me. Mark chapter 8 is where you can find me as we start this week together. Mark chapter 8. Mark chapter 8. You okay over there, buddy? Okay. Mark chapter 8. Ruth, good morning. Mark chapter 8, verse 27. Let's jump in. As I take my glasses off so I can read. Jesus and his disciples went on to the villages around Caesarea Philippi. On the way, he asked them, "Who do people say I am?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others, one of the prophets." "But what about you?" he asked. "Who do you say I am?" Peter answered, "You are the Messiah." Jesus warned them not to tell anyone about him. He then began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the teachers of the law, and that he must be killed and after 3 days rise again. He spoke plainly about this, and Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. But Jesus turned and looked at his disciples. He rebuked Peter. Get behind me, Satan, he said. You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns. You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns. At the beginning of this year, everybody was all excited about 2020. Kyle, everybody was talking about 2020 and 2020 vision. Pastor Hendricks, Seneca, 2020 vision, and everybody was talking about having a 2020 vision, and everybody had their vision boards. Everybody had their stuff up. Everybody had all their stuff, and they was all excited about 2020. How many of y'all was all excited about 2020? God gonna do this in 2020. I'm gonna do this. Some of you had big projects by now. Some of y'all so grandiose. Your third book was gonna be out by now in 2020. Some of y'all had big plans for 2020. Sonia, y'all excited about 2020 already, and then this hit. And what I've noticed the last couple of days, Derek, Vanessa, there are people that are just abandoning 2020. They're like, yo, when is this going to be over? 2020 is over. Give me 2021. I'm so tired of 2020. I'm over 2020. And they just I'm out. I'm just done with 2020. I'm just done with 2020. And the goal of 2020, if I was to hear you correctly, you were excited about 2020 because 2020 was about vision. It was about vision. It was about you seeing and having a vision. And now that 2020 is rolling out, now you're frustrated and you're like, God, man, I'm done with 2020. How can you be done with something so quickly that you were so excited about just because a storm comes? Just because it gets hard? Did you think 2020 was going to be easy? Did you think it was going to come easy? Did you think all that stuff you put on that vision board and all those plans and all those goals, that the Lord was just going to hand deliver them like a UPS truck? See, the reason why you're frustrated now, because you think the visions and the plans can't happen, and you think it's all done, because the visions and the plans were about you and not about God. Come on, let's just be honest. All that stuff on that list, most of us, maybe you holier than now, most of us, that was stuff that we wanted on our list. To be honest, we had empire goals, but we wanted a kingdom blessing. See, we wanted an empire, but we religious and we Christian enough to know that we can't build it on our own. So we're Christian enough to know, so God, can your kingdom bless my little empire? And now that you're living in a time where the empires are falling all around us, you're frustrated and you want to be done with 2020, but your empire is falling, but the kingdom is still standing. The kingdom so every kingdom assignment that God gave you 3-4 months ago, God ain't all of a sudden now changed the kingdom assignment because he got freaked out because the coronavirus came. He's like, well, never mind on that stuff I told you about that I wanted you to do because the coronavirus came. No. He's not changing your plans. You changing yours because your plans didn't consider his kingdom. Your plans were about you and not about him. Because if you wanted to serve people before in your original plan, you should still be able to serve people now. But come on, let's keep it real. Your vision board wasn't about you serving other people. Your vision board was about you serving you. Some of us, our list, our goals for the decade and all the things we wanted to go, it wasn't about us serving other people. It was about us serving us. And now we can't serve ourselves. You want to build your platform. You want to build your brand. You want to build all that stuff up. But now you can't do it as strong. Because you made it about yourself and not about the king. 2020 is still about vision. As a matter of fact, this week, that's what we're going to talk about this week. We're going to talk about vision. We're going to talk about our ability to see, our ability to focus. The problem was you thought 2020 was vision for you to focus on 10 different things you wanted to produce. What if the 2020 vision was for you to focus on one thing and one thing only, and that's God? What if the 2020 vision was for you to focus on God? Let me jump over. If you're on my Instagram deal, they're saying my connection is bad. So if you're on my Instagram, my connection is bad. Let me do a little technical support here real quick. Make sure I'm on the right Wi-Fi. And I am not. So let's do this. Y'all, while I'm getting this, you just chew on what I just said. Let's coming after me. It's not Let me make sure I'm off of this Wi-Fi. All right. My Instagram is just going to go down. I got to send those folks over to. Hey, if you're on this one right here, come over to Made for Fellowship's Instagram. Come over to Made for Fellowship's Instagram, and you'll be able to do that. Hey, babe, come grab my iPad and tell those folks to switch over to Made for Fellowship and give them the link. All right. 2020 is still about focus. 2020 is still about focus. It's still about our ability to focus. But what if the thing we're supposed to focus on is God and God alone? And out of our focus on Him, He will show us everything else. I got a vision last night, and I thought about the concept, because I'm not mad at the vision boards, right? But the concept of it is you got all these things on the board that you want to do and all these other kind of stuff. What if we move? See, Corona has come, and things that mattered 2 months ago doesn't matter anymore. Just Made for Fellowship, either the Facebook or the Instagram. The things that mattered 2 months ago don't matter anymore. Some of us, the things that mattered 3 weeks ago don't even matter anymore. So what if you pulled everything else off the board and just had one word, God? And for the next year, we're going to focus on God. For the next year, you're going to focus on God and His purpose for your life so that you can see Him clearly. Because once you see Him clearly, you can then see everything else. This week, I want to talk about sight. I want to talk about our ability to see God, our ability to get a vision. 2020 vision. It's still 2020, and I think vision is still appropriate. The problem is you was looking at the wrong thing. So now as soon as 2020 hits, you hitting eject on 2020, bring on 21, bring on another decade. I'm done, I'm out. Because you was focused on the wrong thing. The vision was on the wrong thing. One thing have I desired, and that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm, that's David saying, one thing have I desired. The problem is you don't desire one thing, you desire 10 things. You desire 10 things, and those things get in the way of the one thing that He actually does have for you, the one thing that He actually wants to do for you, and one thing that He actually wants to bring to you. You desire too many things. Drop those things and desire one thing. One thing. Because if you see God clearly for who He is, if you get that one thing, you know you get everything. But see, you don't know that. You still in a God plus model. I need God plus a man. I need God plus a ring because I want to get married. I need God plus this job because that money. Let me tell you something. That job may be a resource, but God is your source. Let God pay you, and He'll pay you for the rest of your life, regardless of who He chooses to funnel the money through. You may have different jobs, but the money will always come from the same source. Don't be tripping. Don't get caught up on the resource and miss the source. Lose this God plus mentality. Lose this God plus thing. It ain't a God plus thing. It's God and God alone. And the problem with your vision as you came running into 2020, hey, 2020, hey, new decade, hey, as you came running in, you came in worshiping about 7 or 8 things, 7 or 8 ideas. And God says, I ain't trying to share my glory with nobody. So He turned everything, Raymonda, He turned every other option down, and He got us quarantined and says, now let's start over. Maybe we should start over. Maybe we should use Easter as a New Year's Eve celebration and recognize that we're going to start a new year. We're going to start over again. We're going to start over again. And this time, after the Resurrection Sunday, we're going to start with God is my goal. Period. Whoo, that sounds like a shirt. That sounds like Loida and the team, the comms team. Y'all get ready. Come on. God is my goal. Period. Hashtag God is my goal. Well, girl, what about that new car you was trying to get? God is my goal. God is my goal. Well, what about the trip? Remember you was trying to get that new job? It says, God is my goal. Girl, what about that man? You trying to get that man? You trying to God is my goal. What about a wife? We trying to get a wife? What's up? What you trying to do? No. God is my goal. period. The most significant part, Jill, you got it. Some of y'all got it. Some of y'all got it. The most significant part of that statement is the period. 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 God is my goal, period. 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 Some of you ain't at the period. Some of you living in a comma when you need to be living in a period. Some of you got a comma there. You need to remove the comma and add the period. Come on and hear somebody. Some of you is God is my goal, comma. My kids, my family. And you got other good things. And those good things ain't bad. But I'm telling you, when those good things come at the expense of the ultimate thing, then you've missed the true good thing. I'll say that again. When those good things come at the expense of the true ultimate thing, then you've missed the true good thing. What is good outside of God? If you worship at the altar of your children, they will ultimately disappoint you. Because your children cannot satisfy the deepest longings of your soul. Only God can. So will you stop worshiping your children and raise them? Some of you, you're not raising your children, you're worshiping them. And I'm telling you, it ain't going to work. I want God, period. God alone, period. Jesus is with his disciples, and he asks them this question. He says, who do people say that I am? What's the word on the street? Who do people say that I am? And then he asked the second question, and the second question is one that you ever be talking to somebody and you know they're fishing for compliments, or they're trying to get you to say something, they're trying to get you to express something, and you're like, okay, let me give you what you want to hear. Jesus was wanting to know, y'all my boys, we've been kicking it for a long time. We've been spending this much time together. Do y'all even know me? Do you know who I am? I hear what people say. Like I know what the world says that I am, and in crisis, what does the world say? And the world is asking me if I did it, if I caused this crisis, if I'm some angry dude that's trying to punish people. The world got all kinds of opinions about who they say I am. But what about y'all? Y'all my boys. Y'all my people. Y'all my girls. We've been rolling for a long time. We've been having a relationship. We've been walking together for a long time. Who do you say that I am? Who do you say I am? He's trying to ask them, do you know me? Do you know me? And now that the crisis has hit, he's wondering, do you know me? Who do you say that I am in the midst of this? Peter steps up to the plate. Peter is like, thou art the Christ, son. You the Messiah, the one that came to save us, the one that came to do everything. You the Christ, son, you the Christ. And then he says, wow, you know me. You know me. You know me. Then he says, all right, let me tell you what it means to know me. Let me start to reveal what's about to go down with me. Pastor Perkins, he said, it's about to get real. And it's going to get harder before it gets better. Just listen to this. He says, verse 31, he then began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things. I'm going to go through a lot. And I'm going to be rejected by all the people you look up to. I'm going to be rejected by the elders, by the chief priests, and the teachers of the law. And then I'm going to be killed. And after 3 days, I'll rise again. It said he spoke plainly about this. He spoke plainly about it. He said, this is what it means to know me, is to know what it means to be with me. To know me is to know that I'm going to suffer. I'm going to die. Your elders and the high priests, they're going to reject me. So I know you loving me now, but you need to know it's going to get real. And I need to know if you actually really know me. And God is saying, I'm going to use you. I'm going to do great things in your life. I'm going to move on your behalf. But before I start moving and opening up doors and passing on a generational blessing through you, I need you to know me. So he's asking you and I, who do you say that I am? Do you know me? What if we spent 2020 making sure that nothing was more important than God in our life? What if we spent 2020 and saying, God, I am committing this year to you. I am sanctifying this year to you. See, here's the problem. We started a new decade. So we don't even need to be thinking about another year. We need to be thinking about another decade, and how you begin a decade shapes how you will live in a decade. How you start a thing shapes how you experience a thing, shapes how you will finish a thing. So what if he's saying, as we start another decade, I love y'all so much that I want to say, let's start the decade with me. You tied this year to me. Devote it to me. Make me a priority in your life. Pursue me more than you ever have. Pursue me more than a man. Pursue me more than relationship. Pursue me more than marriage. Pursue me more than sex. Pursue me more than pornography. Pursue me more than food. Pursue me more than money. Pursue me. One thing have I desired. One thing. Make a new vision board, and you can put nice stuff around it, but only put one word on it and put Jesus on it. Put Jesus on. Be thou my vision. You are my vision, Jesus. Jeffrey, you are my vision. God, he said, you are my vision. God, you are my vision. Lisa, you are my vision. You are my vision. Lori, you are my vision. Pursue him. He says, because before we get started on this journey, before I start passing on the legacy of blessing and faith through you, and by the way, I'm going to do what I said. You have vision, that promises I made to you. I'm going to do big things through you. I'm going to use you for my glory. But can I just make sure you know who I am first? And somebody goes, I've been walking with Jesus for, yeah. But do you still know who I am in the midst of quarantine? Do you still know who I am as the world is being shifted as we know it? Do you know who I am in Christ? And Peter was like, we know who you are. Thou art the Christ. And then he started talking about all this stuff he's going to go through and he's going to be crucified and killed. Peter was like, hold on. And watch this. I think this is what we do. Because we say we know him, but do you know him in crisis? Do you know him in times when you don't have control? Do you know him when you're not using him to be a consultant on your empire? He's not a kingdom consultant for your empire. He's the king of the kingdom. I said that fast. I feel like I need to slow down. Did y'all get that? See, some of us use him as the kingdom consultant for our empire. You building the empire, God, I just need you to sign off on it and be a good insurance policy so that way if things go really bad, I can always say, Jesus got me. Come on. Hello. Anybody want to tell the truth? Are we telling the truth this week or we just in denial this week? We going to tell the truth this week? Come on, let's tell the truth this week. It's Monday. Let's start off with the real. Let's just start off with the real. Peter was like, I know who you are when we kicking it, eating fish, healing the blind, drinking wine, getting down. I know who you are then. I know you are then. Watch this. Watch what Peter does. He started talking about going and being rejected and being crucified. Peter pulled him to the side. I just read it. Peter pulled him to the side. Yo, Jesus, come here, bro. Come here. Listen, okay. That's all. Jesus, I can't. Jesus, I rebuke you. I rebuke that thought. I rebuke you. I rebuke you in the name of you. I rebuke you. Now think about this. Who pulls Jesus to the side and rebukes Jesus? Who in the world has the audacity to rebuke Jesus? You want to know who rebukes Jesus? We do. We rebuke Jesus, Randy. When he tells us the reality of the suffering that has to be a part of the journey, we look at the suffering and we say, no, I rebuke that, Jesus. I rebuke you. I rebuke you, Jesus. I rebuke quarantine in the house. I rebuke you. I rebuke this. This is not what I signed up for. Let's go have fish and wine and dine. This is not. Oh, I rebuke you, Jesus. My paycheck got cut. Oh, I rebuke you, Jesus. My family got sick. Oh, I rebuke you, Jesus. Be careful. You will say thou art the Christ. And just 3 verses later, you'll be saying, I rebuke you, Jesus. Don't waste your time trying to rebuke Jesus. Use that time to rebuke yourself. Rebuke your flesh. He rebukes Jesus, but I love it. Jesus rebukes him right back. Listen to what Jesus says to him. He says, get behind me, Satan. That's a quick fall. Y'all, that's a quick fall. That's a quick fall. He was just like, yo, son, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, son. That's the beast mode. The Holy Spirit gave you that, Peter. You the man, Peter. And then 3 verses later, he's like, yo, you Satan, dog. Get behind me, Satan. That's a quick fall. If you ever, just on the side, just a little parenthetically here, if you ever feel like you just a mess up and a failure, you definitely ain't no worse than Peter. Be encouraged, girl. Be encouraged, brother. If God can use Peter, he sure enough can use you. He called Peter Satan. Imagine the trauma if Jesus calls you Satan. That's some therapy for years to come. Listen to what he says, though. He says, get behind me, Satan. You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns. Here's the word. I'm going to wrap up. I'm trying to do these things early. I'll be bringing too much to it. I'll be preaching too long. I got to shut it down earlier. He says, your problem is you carry the concerns you carry human concerns, but you're not considering the concerns of God. The reason why we got to get a new vision is because our vision was about human concerns, and we're not concerned with the things of God. God says you need to be concerned with the things that are on my heart, the things that are in my kingdom, the things that are in my that break my heart, the things that bring me life. You got to be concerned with those things. You got to be concerned with those things. Some of you are concerned with the wrong thing. You're concerned with the wrong thing. So he says, we're going to start over. So let's start over. Happy New Year. Let's start over. Let's do it again. Let's begin again. And this time, let's begin with God. Our story begins with God. Stop rebuking Jesus. Stop rebuking the quarantine. Start rebuking yourself and say, Lord, how can I see you clearly? How can I see you clearly? Because if I can see you, it opens up the whole world and I can see everything. If I can see you, it opens up and I can see absolutely everything else. Pastor Perkins told the illustration yesterday. I've told it several times. It's about the FBI. Whenever the FBI works, it's under the Department of Treasury because they are concerned with currency. They oversee the currency because one of our biggest threats is someone dismantling the concept of our currency or messing up our currency. So as training for the Secret Service agency, a part of your job in the U.S. Treasury is to know how to prevent someone using false currency or replicating our currency. So counterfeit currency. So what you would think you would do is spend hours looking at counterfeit money. It's like, when are we going to start looking at counterfeit money? Are we going to look at people that's put in fake money and that kind of stuff? It's like, no, we're not going to look at any counterfeit money. What you're going to do is you're going to spend hours and hours with pages and pages of U.S. currency. You're going to touch it. You're going to feel it. You're going to smell it. You're going to be inundated, immersed with currency all day, every day, for days and days. You're just going to look at U.S. currency. You're like, well, how is that going to work? He says, well, instead of having you chasing around looking at counterfeits, trying to figure out how they do it, we're just going to have you so immersed with the real thing so that you know the real thing so well that when a counterfeit shows up, it's obvious. God says, just sit with the real thing. You ain't got to worry about what's a good move, what's enough. Just sit with the real thing. And when the counterfeit shows up, it's going to be obvious. When the relationship shows up that's counterfeit, it's going to be out. You ain't the real thing. Get out of here. When a door opens that ain't the real thing, it's going to be obvious because you spent so much time with the original. You spent so much time with God. You've been so immersed in his presence. You spent 2020 with a vision that's singularly focused on him. You see him clearly. You know him clearly. You know his voice when he speaks. You know his motions when he moves. I am so inundated with the reality of who you are, God, in my life. I know every false thing coming at me. I know what ain't real. I know what ain't God. He says, the gift I'm trying to give you is my presence. Don't miss my gift. Satan, get behind me. This ain't the season for you to be rebuking me. This is the season for you to be rebuking yourself so that you might experience and see the glory of what I'm trying to do. Here's the good news. Here's the closer. Let's go. The most powerful thing in the passage, Peter doesn't even hear. He doesn't even see it. He misses it. He misses the good news in the midst of that. He was so overwhelmed by the suffering and the sacrifice, and that was so outside of his list, his vision board. He didn't even see the greatest vision of all. Look at it. He says the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the teachers of the law, and that he must be killed. But after 3 days, he'll rise again. He's going to rise. He's going to get up from the grave. Did you miss seeing that he's going to get up from the grave? Did you miss seeing that he's going to rise? Here's the good news. We're going to go through hard times, but Jesus Christ has resurrection power. They may kill him, but he's got victory over death. He will rise in 3 days. You may experience hard times, but you ain't got to be scared. He has victory over the grave. He's going to rise. You're going to come out of this with resurrection power. And if you spend time with God and you see, you're going to come out with resurrection power, and there ain't nothing that can hold you down when you got the resurrection power of the Almighty God. Open your eyes. See him clearly. Don't rebuke him. Rebuke yourself. Don't be overly concerned with the things of men. Be concerned with the things of God. And open your eyes and see. He has resurrection power. It's Holy Week. And we talking about the good news all week long of his resurrection. Be encouraged today. Put your eyes on him. Everything's going to be okay. He's got resurrection power. Oh, it's going to be a good week this week. Tell your mama. Tell your cousins. Come, we got some good news today. Come on. God bless you, Benita, JB, Norma. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Go get some folks, tell them to come. Watch tomorrow. Y'all have a good week. Venus, God bless you. Chantel, God bless you. Y'all have a good week. Dana, what's up, girl? Y'all have a good week. Everything's going to be okay.